Hey there, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Now I'm going to show you a few tricks that I haven't seen yet on the internet in the few demos that I've seen already. So let's talk about the ring modulator. What is a ring modulator? In a sense, a ring modulator is a VCA that goes in the positive direction and in the negative direction as well, depending on what it's receiving. It accepts negative voltages at its input. This is why we have this audio and DC switch over there. So it means that we can use it as a VCA. There's a lot of people who have shown different ways of using it. And I'm going to show you one that is particular to this Keystep, is how to patch velocity. We are going to make a very simple one oscillator bass sound. Basic. And I will want my velocity to control the envelope depth of this ADSR. So the harder I press my key, the more the ADSR is affecting the filter frequency. How to do this? Very simple. I will take the output of my ADSR and put it at the input of the ring modulator. Put it at max. Now let's check what we have. Here I have VCO2 sine waves already wired. So what we want now is not to control this with an LFO, but with the velocity, the mod out. You can choose velocity as the mod out in the MIDI control center. And now, of course, you have to take the ring modulator output to the control of the filter. It works. And what's very cool about the Keystep is that it records your velocity when you record a sequence. So you can make very alive sequence straight out of it. So mod out to control of the ring mod, ADSR output into the input of the ring mod, output to the destination. Now I'm going to show you another trick, which is to do the same thing, but using another cheap but very cool gadget, the SQ1 step sequencer from Korg. Okay, so let's unpatch everything. And I'll show you how this is done. Okay, so basically here I have the SQ1 connected via USB. So the 2600 is already taking the MIDI. If I press play, I have something to play with. What I want to do here is to have this row of control being the velocity, like you would have on DFAM, for example. So what I need is my envelope output, once again, into the input of the ring modulator, CVP from the SQ1 in control, and then taking the output. This time I'm going to go for the VCA opening and the filter opening. So Oh, I would put everything at max. So here is our maximum. If we start to dial back some of those knobs, pretty fun, right? Oh, one thing that you have to make sure is when you press function, you have the CV range of the SQ1, which is actually very convenient. It can be 5 volt, 2 volts, only 1 volt. If you want to use it as a control for such things, it's important that it is to 8 volt. Otherwise, it is too smooth, let's say. Five volt can work as well, but you will have a bigger range with 8 volts. And one of my other thing I would recommend is to use, I mean, as an experiment, is to use the active step mode. So you can either change the length of one of the lane. So let's say it will completely change the way this loop behaves to have the accent repeating in this way instead of. We can remove any of those steps. Let's do the opposite and remove one of the pitch information. If I want here without unpatching anything, I could use the AR envelope for the VCA. So I can have a more snappy envelope here on the filter frequency without affecting the length of our VCA envelope. That's it for today. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing if you want. See you next time for more adventures. And feel free to leave any comments if you have any questions about all this. See you next time.